Hello everyone, Alicia here with another lightened up Weight Watcher friendly recipe. And today's recipe is going to be a lightened up recipe for the Pioneer Woman's beef marinade for kebabs. We're going to be doing up some beef kebabs, and I like to use this marinade for them. It tastes really good. It's lower in points than your traditional ones, including the version that I'm doing a copycat on. And so I thought I would show you how we do these. I'm going to start this video off though showing you the marinade specifically, and then after that I will show you what we use to put these kebabs together and how we cook them and all that good stuff. But let me start off first with the marinade and the steak that I'm going to be using. So for the steak that I'm going to be using in these, I've got 1.5 pounds of lean trimmed sirloin steak. You can use whatever type of steak you want. That is what I'm going to be using today in these, and what I typically use actually. So for the marinade for the steak, what you're going to need is a 1/4 cup olive oil, a 1/3 cup balsamic vinegar, 1/3 cup Worcestershire sauce, a couple teaspoons of garlic, a couple tablespoons of Dijon mustard, a little bit of crushed red pepper, about a 1/2 teaspoon black pepper. And then finally, I'm going to be using 2 tablespoons of this Lakanto golden sweetener. And that is everything that's in the marinade, so let me get it started. So first off, in a medium-sized bowl, I'm going to add in my 1/4 cup olive oil and 1/3 cup Worcestershire, 1/3 cup balsamic, 2 tablespoons Lakanto Brown, 2 tablespoons Dijon, 2 teaspoons minced garlic, 1/2 teaspoon black pepper, and then a little bit of the red pepper, probably about 1/4 teaspoon. And if you don't like the heat from this, you don't have to add any. I'm gonna just whisk all of that together really well. Okay, now I'm gonna set this aside and cut up my steak. So for the steak, I'm gonna just cut it into roughly 1-inch pieces or chunks. I've got this all cut up, so now I'm gonna take a gallon-sized Ziploc bag, and I'm gonna just add all my steak pieces to that. Give my hands a quick wash. Now I'm going to add in my marinade. Put that together. Just kind of make sure all this meat gets nice and covered in here. And then I'm going to take this, stick it in my fridge on a plate in case this leaks. And I'm gonna let it sit in there for a good 3-4 hours, up to 6 hours. But you wanna do at least an hour on the marinade. So I'll be back in a little bit when I'm done marinating this to let you know what the next steps are. It's been a little over 3 hours, and I'm gonna call this good on the marinade. So I was gonna show you what I'm gonna be making these with. So here I've got 8 ounces of just plain white mushrooms. Here I've got most of a medium red onion that I've kind of just chopped into pieces like that. And then here is a red bell pepper. Just chopped it into 12 individual little pieces. Same with this green pepper here. So that's what I've got for veggies. And then I'm also going to be adding about a cup of fresh pineapple to mine. You can use whatever you want. Tomatoes are good on these too. Different veggies, zucchini, just whatever you have on hand, whatever you want to use. These are kind of our preferred veggies. And again, we like the pineapple too. So now what I'm going to do with this is I've got a large bowl here, and I'm going to take my steak and marinade, and I'm going to just pour that in. Get all that marinade out of there. And then I'm gonna add in my veggies and my pineapple. I'm gonna just give this a quick stir to try and get those veggies covered a little bit with the marinade. Now, if you want to marinate your steak and veggies all together from the start, if you're only gonna do like a hour-long marinade, that works. But if you're gonna marinate it for 3 or more hours, you probably don't want to do that because the veggies will kind of start to release liquid and all that and sort of degrade a little bit. So I like to do mine right before I cook the kebabs. That way the veggies don't kind of lose their shape and all that good stuff. So now that I've got these all covered, I'm gonna just let this sit on the counter here for about half hour before we go put them on the grill, or make them up and then put them on the grill. I've let this sit for a half hour or so. And so now what I'm gonna do is I've got my little metal kebab skewer things here. And I'm gonna start assembling these. Now, when it comes to what you put on these veggie-wise, that's kind of totally up to you how you want to put it on, what you want to put on each one. But I do like to weigh out the steak. That way my points are more accurate. So I've got 1.5 pounds of steak total. So if I divide that by 6, which I am going to be doing 6 of these, that's going to be 4 ounces a piece. So I like to kind of just weigh out, get my right unit on here. I've got it on grams. There's ounces. I like to weigh it out and get 4 ounces for each one, or as close to that as I can get. So there's 4. So I'll go ahead and do one of these and show you how I do them for the most part. But again, like I said, you can put whatever veggies you want on here. It just kind of depends on what everybody likes. So for mine, mushrooms are probably my favorite veggie in here. So I start, and I've got gloves on too, by the way, just makes it a little bit cleaner. Start with one of those, take it all the way to the end. And then I just start assembling it with whatever else I want. And I like to kind of stagger the meat pieces between the veggies. Okay, here is one done. I'm probably gonna do the rest of them very close to this, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish those up and then I will be back. I've got these all done, all 6 of them. So now they are ready to go out to the grill. And I just put these in a 13 by 9 inch casserole dish just for kind of ease. Anyway, we'll see you out at the grill.
So we got it on medium-high heat, and I'm going to try to do it basically for 4 minutes and then turn it over and do another 4 minutes. The grill's getting old, so it's not necessarily consistent heat, so this is a little bit of an experiment.
Plus, we haven't done these in a very long time.
It's been a long time, yeah.
It's been too long because they're really good.
But yeah, here we go.
The sizzle.
Got my...
I thought I was filming, I was not. So it's been what, 4 minutes?
Yeah. So I'm just kind of loosening that up, trying to, so hopefully it doesn't stick too bad. What I found is if the meat's sticking, it hasn't been on long enough. But we'll see. This is where it becomes difficult.
Trying to flip them.
Yeah, because they
Woo!
turn in individually. It should have a mitt, but you know, whatever.
We've got one somewhere.
I'll just jarhead it.
Jarhead your way through.
Yeah. And they have, there's actually kebab stands that you can buy for grills, which at one point I thought about getting, but we don't do them enough to warrant the purchase.
No, we don't. They are really good though. We should do them more than we do. A little bit of work to put them together, but not too bad. Really.
I mean, really, it's kind of fun, and
It
that's something you can involve the family in.
Yeah.
They can build their own.
Yep, you kiddos can build their own too.
Well, I think my fingers are rare by now. Okay.
Another what?
I'm gonna give it a couple of minutes and then check the temp of the meat.
Okay.
I probably should do that now, but I do want it grilled on at least 2 sides.
All right, we'll be back.
Yeah. These should be done because I know it's hotter. Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
So what was that total time?
6 minutes.
4 on one and 2 on the other?
Yeah, and that should be medium.
Okay. And the pieces of steak are not obviously all the same size, so a little bit of variation in doneness there. But we'll go ahead and get these off and show you them a little closer up. Alright guys, here they are. Done. And here's one individually. A close up. The points on these are going to be 7 points a piece, which is not too bad. These are great just kind of all by themselves, or they pair nicely with like rice, cauliflower rice. I do have a cauliflower rice, a cilantro lime rice that I like to have with these that I will link up above and down below. Low point rice. But yeah, really, really good. Great kind of summertime barbecue, and one that I definitely do not make enough. All right, guys, that was Pioneer Woman Beef Kebab Marinade and Kabobs. All lightened up. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you, as always, for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.